Have you ever looked out at a thick, overgrown field and imagined trying to clear all those weeds and brush with nothing but your bare hands? It is nearly impossible. Since the earliest days of farming, human beings realized we needed help. We invented tools to create a mechanical advantage, allowing a single person to break through earth that would be too hard to even scratch otherwise. There is a difference in scale, though. A farm tool is a simple device powered entirely by your own muscles, like a hand hoe or a penda. But when you move up to a larger machine pulled by animals or a tractor, we call that a farm implement or piece of equipment. Agriculture relies on this leverage. A sharp penga or a well-balanced hoe does the work your hands cannot, allowing a farmer to manage large plots with the focus and precision of a craftsman. Think of a farm as a massive outdoor workshop divided into different zones. Each task requires a specific piece of hardware. Picking the wrong item can quickly lead to a broken blade, damaged soil, or a ruined afternoon of work. First, we have garden tools. These are your everyday items for managing soil and plants. You use a hoe for digging, a penga for slashing tall weeds, a spade for moving loose soil, and a rake to level everything out. Moving away from the dirt, you have woodworking tools. A farm needs solid animal shelters and strong fences. For that, you rely on a handsaw to cut timber and a claw hammer to drive in nails. Then we have livestock tools. These are specialized devices strictly for managing animals, like milking buckets for safe dairy collection, or a drenching gun, which is essentially a large syringe used to safely give liquid medicine to a cow or goat. Finally, there are mechanic and metal tools. You need spanners to tighten loose bolts on a tractor, and heavy metal files to sharpen the dull edges of your hoes and pangas. Knowing exactly which item to pull for each specific job saves you hours of wasted effort and prevents expensive mistakes. To grow the best crops, everyone needs to speak the same language when it comes to size and weight. If a neighbor says they used a little water, that doesn't help you mix your own chemicals. Using a standard measurement system ensures that a liter of medicine is the exact same amount for every farmer, everywhere. We break these farm measurements down into 4 categories. We measure distance in meters. We weigh harvested crops in kilograms. We measure liquids in liters. And we track time in seconds. Let's look at liquid volume using everyday objects, like this standard Renzori water bottle. Its label reads exactly 500 milliliters. By pouring 2 of these bottles into a bucket, the math is simple. 500 plus 500 equals 1,000 milliliters, which is exactly 1 full liter. If a pesticide instruction tells you to mix a chemical with 2 liters of water, you now know that you need to pour in exactly 4 full water bottles. Relying on solid numbers instead of guessing guarantees you will never accidentally poison a crop with too much chemical or undermedicate a sick animal. Farms are active workspaces with sharp blades, heavy loads, and strong chemicals, which means they come with real physical risks. Your first line of defense is on your feet. Thick rubber gumboots protect your toes from sharp hidden thorns and create a tough barrier against snake bites in the tall grass. Moving up the body, you see the rest of your protection. Heavy overalls prevent toxic liquid fertilizers from soaking into your skin, while a good pair of gloves stops your hands from developing bleeding blisters after hours of digging. Safety also means how you store your tools. Never drop a rake on the ground and leave its sharp teeth pointing up. Someone walking behind you will step on those teeth, causing the heavy wooden handle to swing up and strike them in the face. When dealing with farm chemicals, keep them far away from anywhere food is stored or eaten, and always wash your hands thoroughly with soap immediately after you finish mixing or spraying. Treating your farm with these standards protects your health, ensuring you can keep working and providing for your family year after year. Even with good safety habits, accidents happen. A slipped panga might cause a cut, or you might step on an insect nest. This is why every farm needs a first aid box. First aid is the immediate care given to an injured person right there in the field to keep them safe until professional medical help can arrive. If someone gets cut, first wash your hands to avoid passing germs. Then press a clean cloth directly on the cut to stop bleeding. Once slowed, clean with antiseptic and apply a sterile bandage. For deep cuts, get to a clinic immediately. Remember, the goal of first aid is strictly to stop the problem from getting worse and stabilize the victim so they can safely reach a hospital. Taking care of your body is your first priority. Taking care of your tools is the second. A well-maintained tool works better and keeps money in your pocket. At the end of every day, wash off all the mud. Dry the metal parts thoroughly and wipe them down with a little bit of old engine oil to keep them from rusting. If a wooden handle cracks, replace it immediately before the metal head flies off and hits someone. And store your tools safely off the wet ground in a dry, covered area. Mastering these basics, the specific tools, the exact measurements, and the safety rules, keeps a farm running smoothly. It ensures your investments last, your body stays healthy, and your harvests grow more predictable every season.